Hey everybody, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining me today. In fact, if you see behind me, you can't see my house because today I am in school. This is a fantastic day for me because I know that soon I am going to see you and we can tell stories together. Now, for those of you who followed me all summer long, we've told stories about the stars, and we've told stories about the sea. We've discovered the wonderful animals that live underwater and fly in the sky. Today, we're going to hear another story about a very special boy and an adventure of his. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jennifer, and today is Friday, and it's 4 o'clock, and it's time to tell a story. Because I love telling stories, I love to hear stories, and I love to imagine wonderful things. So as you join my Storytime group, please type in your name and say hello. Let me know that you're here because I would love to hear from you. What are we going to tell a story about today? I'll show you. It's a fantastic book and it's green. Green happens to be one of my favorite colors. Usually I love purple, but sometimes I love green, especially in spring. What is green? Well, green is the grass, and green is the leaves on the trees. And green also has a wonderful smell on a warm spring afternoon. What is our story about today? It's called Stuck. What does it mean when something is stuck? Well, imagine your hands and you put them together and you can't pull them apart. That is stuck. And sometimes if you use glue, you can stick something to something else. What gets stuck? Well, let's start our story and find out what. What color is the sky? The sky is blue. And tell me what you see. I see a tree and a boy and a kite. Where is the kite? The kite is in the tree. It all began when Floyd got his kite stuck in a tree. He tried pulling and swinging it, but it wouldn't come unstuck. What's a kite? That's a kite. And what does a kite do? A kite flies in the sky when the wind blows. But not Floyd's kite, because his kite is stuck. The trouble really began when he threw his favorite shoe to knock the kite loose. He took off his shoe and he threw it at the tree to knock his kite loose. What happened to his shoe? It got stuck too. What do you see? I see a tree. What do you see in the tree? I see a kite and I see Floyd's shoe. What's he going to do? Let's find out what. He threw up his other shoe to knock down his favorite shoe, and unbelievably, that got stuck as well. What do you see? I see a tree. What do you see in the tree? I see a kite and 2 shoes. Because Floyd threw 2 shoes to get his kite unstuck. But did it work? No, it did not. In order to knock down his other shoe, Floyd fetched Mitch. Who's Mitch? Meow, meow. Mitch is his cat. What's Floyd going to do? Let's turn the page and find out. Meow! What do you see? I see a tree. What do you see in the tree? I see a kite. I see 2 shoes. And I see a cat in the tree. Cats get stuck in trees all the time. But this was getting ridiculous. Floyd fetched a ladder. He was going to sort this out once and for all. Hi, Andrea. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we're having an adventure, a fantastic adventure about a boy named Floyd and a kite, 2 shoes, and his cat stuck in a tree. Let's find out what happens next. And up he threw it. He threw the ladder in the tree. What do you see? I see a tree. What do you see in the tree? I see a kite. I see 2 shoes. I see a cat and a ladder in the tree. I'm sure you can guess what happened. They are all stuck. Poor Lloyd. Can you see how sad Lloyd is? He is very sad because everything is stuck in the tree. What's he going to do? Let's turn the page and find out. The ladder was borrowed from a neighbor and would definitely need to be put back before anyone noticed. So the ladder wasn't Floyd's. The ladder was his neighbor's. And the ladder is stuck in the tree. And in order to do so, Floyd flung a bucket of paint at it. He found a bucket of paint and flung it at the ladder. What do you see? I see a tree. What do you see in the tree? I see a kite. I see 2 shoes. I see a cat, a bucket, and a ladder, all stuck in the tree. Yes, Andrea, I'm at the school. Can you hear everybody? They're making a lot of noise while I'm telling my story. They don't realize that it's story time. And wouldn't you know, the bucket of paint got stuck too. Now Floyd is not sad. Floyd is mad. He's very mad. And Andrea, I hope you can hear my story even though there are voices in the background. Then Floyd tried. What's he going to try? Let's turn the page and find out. Floyd is getting very angry. A duck to knock down a bucket of paint. What does he throw? He throws a duck. Quack, quack. A chair to knock down the duck. He takes a chair and he throws the chair to get down the duck. His friend's a bicycle to knock down the chair. What do you see? I see a tree. What do you see in the tree? I see a bicycle to knock down the duck. I see a duck to knock down the bucket. I see a bucket to knock down the ladder. I see the ladder to knock down the cat. I see the cat to knock down 2 shoes. And I see the shoes to knock down the kite. And what happened? They all got stuck. But that didn't stop Floyd. He's very strong, Andrea. What did he throw? He threw his shoes. He threw the cat. He threw the bucket, the ladder, the duck. He threw a lot of things. And what's he going to throw now? He throws the kitchen sink to get down the bicycle. He grabs the front door to knock down the kitchen sink. What do you see? I see a tree. What do you see in the tree? I see the front door. I see the kitchen sink. I see my friend's bicycle. I see a chair and a duck. What else do you see? I see a bucket of paint. I see a ladder. I see a cat and 2 shoes. And last of all, I see a kite. They all got stuck in the tree. Is he the Hulk? I think he may be, Andrea, because now he is very, very, very angry. What else does he throw? He throws the family car to knock down the front door. He throws the milkman to knock down the family car. He grabs an orangutan to knock down the milkman, who surely had somewhere else to be. What do you see? I see a tree. Who's playing the violin? Andrea. Today is a fantastic day. I'm at school and there are voices everywhere. My phone is ringing, and on top of everything else, I am telling you a story, a wonderful story about a very strong boy who's extremely determined to unstick his kite. What does he do? He throws an orangutan, the milkman, the family car, the front door, the kitchen sink, his friend's bicycle, a chair, a duck, a bucket of paint, a ladder, a cat, his 2 shoes, all to get the kite unstuck. But what do you see? I see a tree with a lot of things stuck in it. The tree is very strong too, Andrea. He grabbed a small boat to knock down the orangutan. He grabbed a big boat, boom, boom, to knock down the small boat. He grabbed a rhinoceros to knock down the big boat. A long distance distance lorry to knock down the rhinoceros. He grabbed the house across the street to knock down the long distance lorry. "Floyd, is that you?" says his neighbor. "What do you see?" "I see a tree. And what's in the tree?" "Everything is stuck in the tree." Do you remember what's stuck in the tree? Let's take a look and find out. It all started with Floyd's kite. His beautiful red kite gets stuck in the tree. He throws one shoe and then the other. He throws his cat named Mitch. He fetches a ladder and he throws that too. After the ladder, what does he do? He grabs a bucket of paint and hurls it at the tree. After the bucket of paint, he gets extremely determined and grabs a duck, a chair, a bicycle, a kitchen sink, and his front door, all to get down the kite. He throws a car, beep, beep, and the milkman. Finally, he throws an orangutan. After the orangutan, there's no stopping Floyd. What does he do? He grabs a small boat, a big boat, a rhinoceros, a long-distance lorry, and his neighbor's house. "Floyd, is that you?" A lighthouse to knock down the house, no longer across the street. And a whale who says, "Floyd, what are you doing?" And a curious whale in the wrong place at the wrong time to knock down the lighthouse. Did you see what Floyd did? He picked up a whale and he threw it at the tree. And they all got stuck. What do you see? I see a tree, and there are a lot of things stuck in that tree. Do you remember what they are? A fire engine was passing and heard all the commotion. The fireman stopped to see if they could help at all. And up they went. First the fire engine, followed by the firemen, one by one. Did you see what Floyd did? He took the fire truck, woo, 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 and he threw it at the tree. And he took the firemen. "Hey, what are you doing?" And he threw them in the tree too. What do you see? I see a tree, and there are lots of things stuck in that tree. And there they all stayed, stuck between the orangutan and one of the boats. Firemen would definitely be noticed missing, and Floyd knew he'd be in big trouble. Well, what would your mother do if she knew you threw all that stuff in the tree? Then Floyd had an idea. Blink, what do you do when you have an idea? He went to find a saw. What does a saw do? A saw cuts down a tree. What's Floyd going to do? Let's turn the page and find out. Yes, Andrea, we definitely have a village in that tree. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. He tried as hard as he could to saw the tree. And then in desperation, he hurled the saw too. Oh no. And that was it. There was no more room left in the tree, and the kite came unstuck. Floyd was delighted. He had forgotten all about his kite and put it to use immediately, enjoying the rest of his day very much. So what did Floyd do? Floyd flew his kite. Well, wouldn't you? If your kite got unstuck? That night, Floyd fell asleep exhausted. Though before he did, he could have sworn there was something he was forgetting. What did Floyd forget? What did Floyd forget? What do you see? I see a tree. And what's in the tree? What's in the tree? Do you remember what's in the tree? The kite is not in the tree. There's a whale, a lighthouse, a big boat, a small boat, a front door, a milkman, a rhinoceros, a car, an orangutan, a kitchen sink, a bucket of paint, a ladder, a cat, and 2 shoes. It all started because Floyd was flying his kite, and his kite got stuck. Now, what would you do if your kite was stuck in a tree? What did Floyd do? Floyd did everything he could. He didn't stop. Do you remember the boy from last week? The whale ate the kite. I love these stories because the boys are so special. They don't let anything stop them. Do you remember the boy from last week who wanted a star? He did everything he could to get a star. Because once he decided he was going to get a star, he did. What about Floyd? Floyd has a problem. What's Floyd's problem? The kite is stuck in a tree. But that didn't stop Floyd. He did everything he could. And in the end, the kite came unstuck. And he ended up having a wonderful afternoon flying his kite. But what do you think is going to happen now? It looks like the fireman has an idea. And I'm sure he'll get everyone unstuck out of the tree. You would buy a new one, Andrea. Yeah. I think I would buy a new kite too. Or I would fly my kite where there aren't many trees. What would you do if your kite got stuck in a tree? Don't let anything stop you. Do what you have to and do what you need to get the job done. I want to thank everybody for joining me this afternoon. There was a little bit of confusion and some noise behind me, but I enjoyed telling my story just the same, and I hope you enjoyed listening to it. I want everyone to have a wonderful Friday, have a wonderful weekend, and someday soon, I don't know exactly when it's 4 o'clock, I'll be ready and I'll tell you another story. My name is Jennifer, and I'm a teacher at English in the City.